That's the way we scripted that win today. Talked to our guys just about the attitude we take in making a statement, regardless of who we played, and we wanted to put the foot to the pedal and show who we are. You look back in 2012, Paul Chris' first year. You think about how far we've come as a program. And they got beat by that team coming in here in 12. And then in 15, my first game, we beat them, but barely. 17, we go overtime with them. And again, wins are wins. But this third one was the way it's supposed to be. And I think they may have preached all week about, hey, last time we took them to overtime, that was 2017. That was before Coastal Division Championship. So I was just proud of the way those guys went out there and played. I asked them on Tuesday to go get one for my dad out there, just try to make it personal, and they took the challenge and went out there and tattooed him pretty good. So my dad would be fired up as he was watching up there, and excited. So many guys got a chance to play. A lot of guys made plays. That's the way it's supposed to be. If you want to win a championship, that's how you take care of business. Question?
Like Eli opened up the passing offense by hitting a lot of underneath targets early when Youngstown State was trying to take away the deep ball, and then once they reverted to taking away the underneath, he was able to go deep. What can you say about his progression as a decision maker? Coach Bell's done a great job coaching him. Eli's, very coachable. Again, taking what they're giving you, as we always, try to do. But, and just the way he ran with the ball as well. I mean, he rushed for 100 yards as well, throwing for 250. I mean, that's a heck of a ball game by him. And then you watch Nate Yarnell come in and play, pretty efficient as well. So I was happy for both those guys. We're happy to be able to get Nate and all those other guys in as well. Eli said he wanted to go back in to get his official 100 rushing yards. He said that you told him to sit back down on the bench.
I didn't say anything to him. Cade might have told him to sit down, but he never asked me. But I might have put him back out there.
Talking about not caring about time of possession the other day. I mean, you had I think 3 or 4 drives today where you scored in 2 plays or less. I mean, what's kind of the efficiency when you see something like that?
Tell you what, when you score touchdowns, it makes it easy on the defense. The time possession, really even last year wasn't relevant. Neither was it in 2021. I'm not sure we won it, but put your defense in a spot out there. But I think the defense likes to play with the lead, and when you're explosive on offense, it makes your job a heck of a lot easier. We're playing more plays, but we doubled their yards today. And, they made a couple plays, again, stuff that we did. Not happy with some of the mistakes we had, especially that last touchdown. We make a coverage check, and we make the check, and we don't play the check, which, is ridiculous. That can't happen. But all in all, we'll clean it up. We got 2 weeks to live with this one and moving on to North Carolina.
You played Youngstown before, the other 2 other times before. Why did you feel a particular need to honor your father today?
I don't know. It hit me. Number one, my brother came last week, brought me a bunch of pictures, and I saw him in that shirt and the cutoff. And I was like, so that was one of the reasons. Again, just out of the blue, opened up a box in the basement, found some pictures. That was one of them, just trying to make it personal. One of the things we did in the off season, just to get our team closer. We did a lot of talking as a team. Mentor meetings. I had 4 guys with me. Every coach, every staff member had 4. So we split the team up and kind of talked about who your hero was, what your hardship was in life, and and a highlight in your life. And just as I talked, with every group. I mean, you think about, I met with 4 at a time, 4 players, and a staff member the whole time, and talked about who my hero was, and the hardships I went through growing up and losing your dad at age 51, 6 kids and all that. And I just thought, Dad would want this thing done the right way. And I don't know if we had the fighter power back in 2017 to do it that way, but just matched up that way, and it was a good deal.
Had you been around Daniel Carter for 6 years, what did he show you tonight?
Daniel, he's had some talented backs, whether it was Izzy in front of him, and then obviously Desmond didn't play today, and he'll be ready. He could have probably played if we wanted him to, if we needed him. But we thought, let Derek go and let Daniel Carter go, and let's see what they got. It's just going to build them. It just deepens that backfield. And Cha got some snaps as well, and had a long run, which I knew as soon as he turned the corner, I was like, there's no way they're catching him because he's fast. Obviously, he moved from wide receiver to the running back spot probably at the end of camp. So, I'm happy for Daniel. He deserves that. He's a guy he's selfless. man. I mean, he's been on the punt team for 3 years. He does a heck of a job as our personal protector and makes all our calls on our punt team. And for him to get the ball and go out and make plays, I was happy for him.
What's it like to be 4-0 at this point?
It doesn't really matter. I mean, you think about it, it's 4-0. It's one at a time. We got North Carolina is the only thing on my mind right now is where we are there. I guess first time in history of Pitt football that we're, undefeated in the preseason. And preseason's over now. We move into ACC play, and North Carolina's, they're on the clock for us, and we got 2 weeks to prepare and get fresh and get ready to roll.
What does it say about the maturity of this team, though, to be able to lock in the way they have, 2 comeback wins, and then coming off of emotional comeback wins to turn in such a solid performance with the complete practices you said they had this week?
Yeah. I mean, you worry about that relief syndrome. That's why I kind of hit them on Tuesday just with, hey, what are we doing here? Hey, there's 12 games in a season. 11 are for you. 1, you give me this one here, and just kind of challenge them to that. But, again, it's easy to get into that, what we call the relief syndrome, where you kind of, sigh, big sigh of relief, and you're like, we got that one against West Virginia. But, you can't, those trap games, whatever you want to call them, you can't have any relief. You're college football players. You get one opportunity every week, and you're not like the normal folk out there that maybe takes that English test and passes it, and you have that relief, and then you don't take another test for 4 or 5 weeks or midterms, whatever it may be. And our guys, understood that and showed up today.
Do you like the placement of the bye early in September, or would you kind of want to keep this rolling?
You know what? I think it's fine. It'll give us a chance to get healthy. The next one's the one after 2 games. You got another one, but I don't think it really matters. Whatever they set our schedule up to be, we don't have any say. And I like where it is right now. And we'll just take it as they give it to us.
Eli told us this week.
Putting up 73 points on the scoreboard, does that give you a little momentum going into conference play? Something you can build off of?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you think about the adversity we've been through the last week. It was nice to have kind of a breather here and just explode on them. So yeah, I mean, and it gives our kids confidence. They know what they've got. They still know there's a lot of things we can clean up and make better. Amanda.
Eli told us this week that he was aware of the history with going undefeated in a non-conference schedule, and he said he was telling his teammates we can't approach it as a tune-up. What can you say about him showing that leadership 4 games into his college career?
Yeah, I mean, he's a baby and he's mature. And guess what? I didn't say a word to him about that either. I didn't talk about, hey, we've never done it before. It doesn't matter. It's just one game. We just want to be 1-0. And our guys took the challenge and went out and played like they should have today. We did what we should do.
Obviously, you've said a lot of great things about Kyle Lewis, but what about these past 2 games with him just flying to the ball and generating turnovers?
He's a beast now. That guy, he's a football player. We knew it in spring ball. I told a lot of the linebackers like he was the dude, and Rahseem Biles is the same kind of guy. They've been explosive on the edge, and we're getting a lot of really, really good plays out of those guys.
So he feels like the linebackers are 75% there as far as balancing being aggressive, but also sticking to their roles at linebackers. Where do you feel like that group is as far as doing exactly what you guys are coaching them to do?
They're about where Heem says they are. If Heem says that, when am I going to, tell him he's wrong? We'll look at the tape. We'll tell him where he is. But there was a lot of good things. That was a good rushing football team. They had the ball for 37 minutes. But I don't think they had an explosive play, really. At least in the run game, they might have had a couple 20-yarders, but now they had the big long pass with a bust in coverage. So, our guys did a nice job. I know there wasn't 4 explosive, which is our goal.
Anything final? Go ahead.
Coach, against Kent State, you said that in the 3rd quarter there was some defensive lapses that you weren't too happy with, and it seemed like in this game, also with a huge lead coming out of the half, there was also some defensive lapses in the 3rd quarter. For example, that big play.
Yeah.
Is there something that is mentally going on there coming out of the half?
I think you're up at whatever was it, 32 points at halftime, and I think there was. We were yelling at them, and again, just coming out with an attitude, and I think that's part of it. But we come out at the half, we got to be ready to roll, and I thought we missed some tackles early, and we got to get them greased up earlier and get them revved up to go.
You got one here?
Yeah. Eli, thank you. Eli talked to us in the last 2 weeks. He's been very critical of himself. He apologized after Cincinnati, said he didn't come out strong early enough against West Virginia. We talked to him just a little bit ago, and he said he didn't like how he started the second half, so he still feels like he left 2 or 3 touchdowns out there. Did you see him being critical of himself after this game, and how do you like that approach from your quarterback, or not like, whatever?
No, you got to love it. He knows what he's done right and wrong. He gets to watch the videotape, and he's probably watched the game once already. And he'll watch it a couple more times today with the iPad, so he knows what he's missed and what he didn't miss. But he came out and took that sack. He's got to throw the ball away at the beginning of that third quarter, and I think we went 3 and out and punted. To start the third quarter. So, but again, you got to love a quarterback that's critical of himself. You got to love that. He's not thinking that he's all special and done everything the right way, and that's what you want.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Eli, you've been very critical of yourself the last 2 games for not putting in a complete performance. How do you assess yourself after this game?
I think I still left 2 or 3 touchdowns out there, to be honest with you. That first drive, coming out of the half, I made some mental errors, trying to just do too much, not just doing a little thing, getting the ball in the right spot. So, that 3 and out coming out of the second half, that was on me. Another drive we should have scored a touchdown. Those 2 field goals, Ben Sauls, he likes to kick some long field goals. He tells me he appreciates it, but I tell him, like, no, you're not supposed to be kicking field goals. You're supposed to be kicking PATs every chance you get. So, we still left some points out there, but I feel like that was our first time we, put a 4-quarter game together, and, scoreboard showed it.
Looked like there were a couple times where Youngstown State was dropping into their max coverage looks, had a couple plays where they double covered 2 of your receivers at times, but it seemed like this time you more quickly cycled through your reads and got the ball out on a check down. Was that something you've been working on or planning on for this week?
Yeah, it was. Our game plan was pretty simple this week, so it was easy. Like, hey, you're working here. If they roll here, you're working here. If it's not there, check it down or run. So I feel like I did that in pretty much all of my plays today. Which is helpful for the team. And when I do that, that's when I have big runs like I did today. Just being able to keep moving the ball and not get negative plays, which is going to help us score a lot more points.
The first half, you guys were pretty much scoring at will. What kind of feeling is that? Knowing you're able to be that productive.
Oh, it's great when you feel like no matter what you call, it's going to work. It's a great feeling as a quarterback, as an offense. I'm sure Coach Bell liked that feeling too. When you can go out there, get the ball on our own 18. First play we scored an 82-yard touchdown, and you get the look that you want. The guys execute the way they need to execute, and you get a big play like that. It's a great feeling.
How good was it to see Daniel Carter have such a big day today?
I was so happy for him. DC's been a great leader on this team. He's been here for a while, so he knows the ups and downs of the past couple of years. A guy he's stuck through it, and just the hard work that he's put in. And he was out there and got a. He had like 7 rushes for like 100-something yards. It was huge. I think that was his most rushing yards he's had in a game. Just a good game. For a really good guy, which we all really appreciate.
When you're using your legs like you did today, how dangerous does that make this offense to be able to move the sticks consistently like that?
It's just nice, having another playmaker, like I said, my job, before we break it down and get ready to go play football, Coach Bell tells us, we're Steph Curry, we're out there to facilitate the ball, when the shot's there, we got to take it, when that run was there, I got to take it, I took off and ran and, kept the chains moving and got the offense moving as well.
How disappointed were you that you didn't finish off that long run with a touchdown?
Not too disappointed. I got in the red zone. I would have loved to get in the end zone, but I got in the end zone the next play. If I wouldn't have gotten in the end zone the next play, I probably would have been a little upset about that. But I'm just worried about our offense scoring. I don't really care who scores. I just want the scoreboard to go up and that win column to go up.
Eli, what can you guys do as a team to kind of keep that momentum rolling through a bye week here?
Prepare, next week like we're preparing for another game, even though we don't have one. We got to keep preparing, keep doing the little things right, mentally. Next week's going to be a big mental week for us, not so much physically, just making sure, we know what we're supposed to be doing, know what we're going to get next 2 weeks, and just being able to get prepared, even more for UNC. What can you say about being 4-0 at this point? It's a great feeling. I think this is the first Pitt football team to go 4-0 in non-conference. We made history today, which is pretty cool. And the way we did it, against Youngstown, it was a personal win for Coach Dews. Getting that win for him, was huge. And got out there, finally hit our 70-point goal, which was awesome. Coach Bell really appreciate that, but like I said, we still felt like we left a couple points out there, and it's gonna lead in next 2 weeks.
That 70-point goal, where does that come from, and is that every week or what?
Yeah, every week we're trying to score around 70 points. We want around 600 to 700 yards of offense. We finally hit that this week. So Coach Bell's going to be pretty happy.
You go up against against him in practice, but how good is Kyle Lewis?
He's one of the most dominant and explosive defensive football players I've ever played against. You know, he's always in the right spot. He's big, strong, athletic, fast. I mean, he's disguises what he's doing really well. You know, he's always in there making plays. I mean, y'all see it all the time. He's in there. Has a knack for just being around the football, making tackles, turning the ball over, just being in the right spot. You know, it's really, really comforting when you got a guy like that on the other side of the ball.
You guys scored more points today than plays ran. What do you think that says about the offense?
That we finally executed. Like I said, we still left some points out there. We feel like, that's an awesome feeling. I didn't know that. How many plays did we run?
61 compared to 73 points.
That's pretty good. You know, it's pretty nice when you can score in one play or score in two plays. that helps that ratio out big time.
When you go to the sidelines after you come out, can you just kind of take us what you're thinking about, and just the atmosphere and what the team accomplished and what you've accomplished yourself?
No, we're out there having fun. You know, we have fun. We talk for a little bit, and then we immediately get on the iPad, see what the defense did. See what I missed, if there's anything I missed. Coach Bell's talking to me on hey, if we get this, we're going to go here next drive. This is what we're going to do next drive. We're going to try to attack this, stuff like that. Just getting ready for the next drive because most important drive is the next drive. You can't really worry about what you did last drive. It's in the past. You just got to worry about the next drive.
Do you feel like today's the most complete game you've had so far?
Yeah, for the most part. Completion percentage was kind of around where I wanted. I want to be 70 plus. I think I was around like 67, 66. Want to be a little higher than that. I'm glad I finally got my rushing touchdowns in. I've been waiting for that one. Y'all saw I was pretty excited against Kent State, but they called it back. But yeah, I felt like today was the most complete game we played. Big part, we didn't have any turnovers. We only had a couple negative plays today, which was huge for us. Just move the chains is our big thing on offense. We move the chains. At some point you're going to score.
Seems like you like to run almost more than you like to pass, especially like the 50-yard scramble. I know last week you were mad about having some of those yards taken off of those sacks. I guess you're pretty happy with the offensive line today.
Like I said, I got sacked once. That was my fault. And it was a big sack. It took away from me. Having 100 yards rushing in a game. I was 7 yards away from it. I kind of asked dudes if I could go in there. I was about to ask him if I could go in there and just do a little cute draw so I can get that 100 yards rushing. But he said no. I'm sure he wouldn't have let me do that. But, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, my job's to get the ball to the playmakers, and sometimes that's me running the ball. They all dropped out. Nobody was really nobody was accounting for me. So I was able to just go out there and make some plays when I needed to.
You think they're going to start accounting for you down the road?
We'll see. And if they do, we're going to adjust. But one more guy for me is one less guy for our receivers to have to worry about.
Thanks, Eli.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody doing?
Dan, how does it feel to you stuck with this program longer than most? It's homecoming. You have a huge day, 3 touchdowns, over 100 yards, and you had one career-long rush, then another career-long rush in the same game. How does this feel for you?
Definitely feels like amazing. I feel like I've been trying to wait on this points for 6 years now. They finally get my opportunity. So when I told you when my number was called, I was going to make a play. I was going to, take advantage of every opportunity, and that's what I did today.
Dez didn't play today. Rodney was out. Ronnie's going to be out for the rest of the season. Did you feel like there was a responsibility for you and Derek to kind of carry the load coming into this week?
Of course, that's every week, though. It's every week us being prepared and us being ready to go when our number was called. So, we knew Dez wasn't going to play today. Kickoff of the game. So we was definitely ready. We was definitely prepared. Me and Derek worked all off season, like every day, 2 times a day. Footwork, catching, doing all this different stuff. So, we was always ready. So,
what's it like knowing that you have a running back room that has 3 guys that can make plays for you guys?
It's great. You can't really contest to one person, so you got to account for all of us. We got a lot of playmakers in the room too, not just me and Dez, but also D. Davis and also some of the younger guys too. You see, Che got in there and broke off an 85-yard run. So it's always awesome that we have so many guys that can make plays in the backfield. So I feel like we got a special room, and our room is also really tight too. So we always push each other to be better every day. So that's something that we just had during practice, and then finally get a chance, opportunity to play in the game. So. Great.
Obviously, scoring touchdowns are big, but for you, the impact of the way you did it, mean, you've had some touchdowns where you kind of muscled through the middle. To be able to bust through, what does that show coaches, and what was the impact for you to be able to show that off?
It's just making plays I haven't really get an opportunity to show in the past couple of years I've been here. So, I mean, it's also pretty nice for me. I'm trying to get my confidence and stuff back, stuff like that, to know that I can go in there and make plays. And so definitely that. I was definitely proud of the way I handled things. And not just me, but the O-line up front and the guys blocking on the perimeter too. So it's not just on me, but my teammates too. So I'm proud of what we was able to accomplish today.
Danny, I've seen you rush before, and you've typically been a physical runner that beats people up, but you were running pretty fast today. Did you drop any weight or get any faster in this offseason to prepare for this offense?
I feel like I would always say I had another gear, but you definitely losing weight and stuff like that. I got down to like 215, 220 now, so definitely feel a lot better than the past couple of years. I weighed, 240? So definitely that weight, I can say that played a part in it. But, I mean, I always knew if I was in open field, no one's going to catch me. So that's my mindset every time.
It's best start in 25 years. You've been around for a couple seasons. What's different about this team?
I feel like we're hungry. We're a hungry team, and we're very competitive, too. Like, we practice are more harder than the games, for real, for us. I mean, we practice very hard, and we compete every single day. So when we get to the games and stuff like that in these situations, I mean, we don't blink. So I feel like we just have a different edge than last year.
Again, been here for a couple of years under different offensive coordinators. What's it been like in this offense?
For a running back's perspective, or just overall?
Overall running back, yeah.
For me and my job, I think running back, the difference is we catch balls out of the backfield, and we are, I want to say, like a bigger part of the offense now. We're not just sitting here when we drop back, we in pass protection, we actually getting out, running routes, stuff like that. So I feel like that's the big difference. And overall, I think the energy is different on offense. Like, you know, we got a younger staff too, so they bring a lot of juice, a lot of energy and stuff during practice and during the games and stuff like too. So I feel like that play a part in it too.
Are the practices the hardest in your 6 years here at Pitt?
Oh, of course. Oh my God, practice is definitely hard, and then it just makes the game more easier on Saturday. So when you practice hard like that, and we're going fast and stuff like that, and we have all the stuff like that, it just helps us out.
Earn more playing time down the road?
Hopefully. I'll say so myself, but that's not my decision to make. So.
Practice is obviously hard, and part of practice is going up against that guy. What's it like blocking him?
Oh man, Kyle Lewis is a dog. Me and Kyle Lewis always have our battles and stuff like that. But he's a great player. Definitely instinctive. He's always making plays around the ball on the field and stuff like that. So he's a guy that you gotta count for back there. So it's a really good player.
Anything final?
Daniel, what does it mean to
Last one.
Daniel, what does it mean your last 6 seasons of last year to be in the position that you are in, and also have guys like Jason and some of the other guys in your 6 years, like Brandon as well? I mean, being in the situation that you are as a veteran. I
think just coming in with those guys. I mean, we worked for 6 years to finally get our opportunity. Now, I just feel like it's the sky's the limit for us. I mean, it's our last year of football, so really, I wouldn't say we got nothing to lose, but we working. It's our last year. We got so much to prove. We got so much to, give. If that makes sense. Sure. Thank you. Appreciate you.
You had an interception. You had a forced fumble. You were flying over the field. What did you feel like helped lock in on this performance? And did you feel like the linebackers as a collective maybe played their best game this season?
Well, sometimes, the play definitely came to me, but the interception, we ran those plays like probably 4 times during practice this week. So as soon as I saw the number 1 do a drag, number 2 stemming in, I already knew he was going to do a cross. I caught up to him when I was beat a little bit. He crossed out. The quarterback rolled out. He felt like the window was open. I caught up to him, caught the pick right there. Early in the game, I definitely missed a sack. I thought another one was going to come to me. It didn't come to me. So next time I get the opportunity, I gotta get another sack. That's about it.
How do you feel about your linebackers as a whole, like as far as how you guys have played? I know coaches have challenged you guys to step up in the run game. Seemed like you did that today.
Yeah, we definitely did do that today. They definitely had some big runs from time to time, but in terms of run game, what they had 60 rushing yards or something. So we beat the rushing goal. They wasn't supposed to get over 100. They didn't go over 100. We definitely got some errors to definitely clean up with the explosive plays they had time to time. We was expecting them, well, not expecting them, but just the goal was for them to not have a single explosive run. We stop everything. They get no touchdowns, nothing. So, we definitely got to clean that up. But, I'm proud of my boys on the UNC now.
There was a couple times in the first half, I think the offense scored in one or two plays. I mean, are you just used to it by now? How do you guys kind of embrace having to go back on the field so quickly?
I'll never be used to what I'll be seeing on the offense side. I'm just thankful that I don't got to play against the offense in a real situation or a real game, because the offense is the biggest threat in the ACC right now. Nobody can stop them when they really get going. Everybody know the play. Everybody know what they're supposed to do. And they all just execute the play that's called. Nobody can stop them.
God, what's the confidence level of this team like right now? 4-0, going into a bye week and starting ACC play.
Well, it's definitely high, of course. 4-0 haven't happened in a while. It's definitely high, but we just got off a game with Youngstown, so we got this bye week. We got people that's bruised up, and then we got UNC right after that. So the UNC are already on the clock, definitely.
What do you know about Daniel's journey, and as a player, to see a guy who's persevered for 6 years to get a game like this, how is that appreciated in that room?
Yeah, since my freshman year, I always see him. He doing good in practice. I always peep. He always been making moves even before I've been here, and he never had as much opportunity or as much, opportunities in the backfield. With all offense, he was mainly used as a fullback. You don't really get much opportunities or rushing lanes coming from fullback. So, with this offense, he definitely got some more running back snaps. And, the coach is always going to see him as a power back, but I definitely see DC as he more of a balanced type. He's not just a hard power back. He definitely make plays. Everything that he did today, he did those during practice too. So I'm proud of him. He finally showcasing it, and that's definitely going to open more doors for him, and I know he's going to take over that.
Okay. What's your take on the stadium playing the Jaws theme music when you guys go out there on defense?
My coach said something about that earlier today, but I didn't really believe him. It's about late third quarter, and they play the Jaws music. I didn't really think they was going to do it for real. Coach said he was going to do it third down or something. They played it as soon as defense came out. So I'm definitely messing with that. Sharks definitely got way more stuff that we're going to showcase, and we're going to keep going.
Did you hear it in the first half at all?
They did it in the first half too?
Yeah, and then 2 plays later, you and Rahseem came in for a tackle for loss.
You heard that? You heard that, Heath?
I heard the second one.
We ain't hear the first time.
Maybe because we was on the sideline the second time we played it, so we heard
Yeah, exactly. We be locked in on the field, but definitely got to keep that going. Definitely if the stadium or the announcers feel a play coming by the Sharks, then I definitely would love to hear that coming too.
Coach Narduzzi's called you and Rahseem and Donovan the fixers on defense, that you guys kind of come in and clean up whatever else has gone wrong.
Yeah.
How have you been able to elevate your play through the first 4 games of this season, that you're a guy that's not coming off the field very often either?
In terms of what dude said with being the fixers and stuff with us three, I feel like us three, the main thing that we all got in common is that we want that ball. No matter what play call is being called, we're going to execute our job and whatever, but outside of executing our job, we want to go get that ball. We want to, not to say get stats, but, we want to make a difference. We're not here to just do our job. We're here to make plays. So our main goal is really to make plays, definitely get our job done, but at the end of the day, we're going to go get the ball.
We'll do 2 more for Kyle. Anything? Thanks, Kyle.
We saw several. We heard throughout the week you guys wanted to improve your run defense, improve how you guys attacked as a group of linebackers. How did you feel you guys turned in a performance today?
We did pretty good. I mean, still a lot more we could clean up, but we was downhill a little more. We was reading our keys better, but it's still a lot we can clean up. We always try to be critical in ourselves.
This is your first 2 starts, I think, this season. What have you learned so far being that starting on? I guess not just West Virginia, but also today. I mean, what does it mean for you to be starting at linebacker?
I mean, it means a lot. I've been dreaming about this since I was a kid, but it's really just work and being consistent. That's what I guys got to keep doing, being consistent, making plays, and being there for my brothers.
What do you think just allows Kyle Lewis to just always be around the ball?
He's a shark. I mean, he's a guy. Like, I don't know, he just got the knack for the ball. He's a great player, man. It's just not a lot of words you could like. He's just a great player. He always wants the ball, like he said. He always around the ball. He always trying to attack the ball. He just wants to make plays. He trying to get to that next level. He know to get to the next level, you got to be around the ball. You got to be hunting for the ball, and that's what he does. He's a guy.
Jordan Bass got out there. We got 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. How have you seen him grow while you guys have been working as the starters?
Oh, yeah, he's been growing every day, getting better. We just been watching more film, getting more reps in practice. So he's been growing every day. Like, he got reps last year, but he just know he got to just keep building days, stacking days, being more consistent. He's a guy, too. He just got to, once he, like, just find that confidence in himself, he's a great ball player. So he, feel me, he could be right in the mix with us. He just got to get just got to, feel me, get out of his head a lot, just keep being consistent, just keep doing him, because he's a great player.
Where do you think you guys are as far as your chemistry and understanding how to be aggressive, but how to balance that aggressiveness with staying within your specific role in this defense?
We probably like 75%. We still working, but, you know, we a young defense. We a young team in general, so it's just things that we just got to just clean up by, like, just little details. That's what I'm saying. Our linebackers, we've been very critical of ourselves because we want to be aggressive, but we know you also got to clean up some certain things and be like like dude said, we got to be the fixer sometimes. So we just try to be, you feel me, dialed in as possible, but also be ball players and, feel me, be comfortable with it.
Your coach said the other day he didn't smile much during your Sunday video review. Think you might smile a little bit tomorrow night?
Yeah, he might smile a little bit, got to win. It was very personal to our coach about this game, so he got the win, but, you know, we're going to watch film, still going to be very critical of us as a team. We probably had too many penalties today. I know I had some, got to clean that up, but, yeah, he probably going to be happy, ready to go into UNC, get in that film, get to this ACC play.
What do you think of dudes in the shirt and tie on the sidelines?
I actually liked it. I liked the shirt and tie, feel me? That's what his dad wore. So I liked it. I messed with it.
Is there a competition between you and Kyle ever to see who gets to the ball faster? Because it seems like there's a couple plays where either like one of y'all gets there just before the other, or both of y'all like collide at the same time on the guy.
I mean, Coach Manny, he always make it a competition when we got edge blitzes or something, like who got the better shin angle, who got the better push off their front foot, no false steps. So really it is a race between us, but at the end of the day, we're going to be happy for each other. But it's always a race to the ball because, you feel me? Like we said, we hunters for the ball, we fixers, we sharks, man. So it's always a race to the ball. But, yeah.
Do you guys have there was 1 third down where I think Kyle rushed off the right side, pressured the quarterback out into the left side of the field, and it seemed like you were playing contain. Is that something that you guys often do as far as, you know, one rush and the other containing to try to force the quarterback into the other one?
I mean, yeah, we got a lot of different things we do with our defense. I mean, him coming off the edge, me containing, it could go either way for real. It's in our defense, but it's for real, just being ball players. If I'm looking at the quarterback, see him chasing backside, I'm going to keep my containment so he can make the play. That's what we do.
Anything else? Thanks for sharing.
Appreciate y'all.